Guys, please put your hands together for Mr. Hampton Yount.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad they gave me a microphone. Because all I've been thinking about after Obama gave that speech is just like how it was nice, but it should have been like a 4-second long speech. Just like, I killed Osama bin Laden, suck my dick! Just like, oh! It's just like, president for life! I'm so glad he's dead, man. Oh, just me, sorry. That's weird. So, there's no God, and I was thinking about that. That's more on that actually in a second. I'm gonna be going back to Virginia soon. Virginia, that's where I'm from. White power, I don't know what to say. That's kind of the state I grew up in. It's really awful. But I'm going back, and every time I go back to Virginia, I always get roped into these conversations with hardcore conspiracy theorists. I don't know if you've ever gotten roped into a conversation with a hardcore conspiracy theorist, but you can't win the conversation. They'll just find the logic they want to believe, It's impossible. This is the only way I found you can win a conversation with a hardcore conspiracy theorist. You have to out-conspiracy theory them. It's the only thing they respond to. So if you get a conversation with one of them, and they're just like, oh man, look at the photos of the moon landing. See that? The flag's waving. Why is it waving, man? There's no oxygen on the moon. Open your mind, man. You just gotta look them right in the eye and be like, wow, you believe in the moon? What are you, 7? Man, I don't think Barack Obama was born here. Who cares? He's a ghost. They just stop talking, dude. Because I think it's really the religious people that were really just ruining it for everybody. Because there's something about, if you're really religious, you don't need a lot of facts. So then it's when it's hey, we have evidence to show that Obama was born in the United States. You're just you can get facts to prove anything. I don't need that where I come from. I just wanted blind prejudice. That's what I'm familiar with. And the thing I love, I'm not a political guy, really. I don't actually watch that much politics. I just love politics in a rough form. I love low-level government political ads. Because they'll come out with that same intensity as if it's a presidential race, and they'll just want to scare you, and they'll come out a really ominous voice and be like, he voted for. It doesn't even matter what they're saying. They're just can we really afford? We're we can't. He's Hitler. He's running for water sanitation commissioner. Nobody cares at all. And every time I see these ads where they're just trying to scare you into who you should vote for, and Republicans, Democrats, they both do it. I just always think will we have made it as far as we have as a people if we just always had scary political ads? I don't think so. I don't think we would have made it this far with ads just Abraham Lincoln says he wants to end the Civil War, but why does he spend all of his free time at the theater? Paid for by the Council of John Wilkes Booth for a Better America. George Washington says he wants to be your president. But what's a president? That's not a thing yet. Have you seen these billboards around town? They're the end of the world is May 21st. How is that not completely rude? To be you're gonna die. God, it's May 21st, right? Because if I had $1 billion, I swear to God, what I would do, I would just go around town and change all the billboards to say May 20th. Just for all the Christians who kind of just think the world's gonna end, but they just check by looking at the billboards. Just because when May 20th comes around and there's no apocalypse, they're just it was all bullshit, I knew it! I knew there was nothing there, and then they try and fuck their wife in the ass, and they start looking up child pornography and start doing heroin. It's oh, there's no point. It's all bullshit. And then May 21st comes around, and it is the apocalypse, and Jesus comes back, and he's like, I knew you weren't real Christians! Like, lightning to your face! Just want to see that. I like George Washington just because he's awful. But people just love him. He's the first president. He was great. But you don't know him. I don't know why you support him. Nobody elected him even. It's just weird. He's a weird guy. They made up that story about George Washington, the one with the cherry tree. That's a story they made up about him to make him seem like an awesome guy, and just winds up making him look like a sociopath. I don't know if you remember the story. George Washington's dad buys a new cherry tree, and he goes up to his son, he goes, don't cut down my cherry tree. And then he goes to the town, have sex with a whore or something, he's gone for the day. George Washington immediately cuts down his cherry tree. Immediately. His dad comes back and goes, hey, did you cut down my cherry tree? And George Washington goes, Father, I cannot tell a lie. I cut down your cherry tree. The end. And I just love that story because they don't give you the follow-up question in that scenario, which would just be his dad going, why did you cut down my cherry tree? And George Washington going, I wanted to hurt something you loved. Like he's in a fight club or something. I just imagine George Washington's dad goes back into his mansion, goes up to one of his butlers, he's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that kid, he's crazy. And his butler's just like, son, man, Master Wayne just want to watch the world burn. All right, this next thing, Mike, this is what I'm going to end on, but it might not be that funny. I just want to touch back to the whole God thing, and just it's very interesting to me. And here's the thing, I think it's weird to believe in the Judeo-Christian God right now because things are really bad, you know? I would love to start believing in the Greek gods and Roman gods because they were great. All they would do in their mythology is fuck each other, find humans to fuck, and fuck over each other. It's just rednecks with superpowers. It was so cool. And there's something I kind of just love about a malicious God, somebody who's actively trying to hurt your life. That makes way more sense to me than the Judeo-Christian God, because what do they always tell you with that? It's he has a plan. He loves you. It's gonna work out. It's okay. God's this weird invisible grandpa in the sky. You die, he just hands you a Werther's original. He's like, I told you I had a plan. It all worked out. It's just kind of weird to me. I think you should have a God that's trying to defy you or hurt you. You know what I mean? Say there's a house fire in your house. You're trying to run out. Your whole family's trying to run out, and you're screaming and running for your lives. And that's the moment that your uncle decides to molest you. You're just what God would allow this? It's Zeus. Zeus would totally do that. Well, you guys are great. Have a great night.